The commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, called the Jewel Garland of Yoga. Yoga, ratna, mālā, nāma, Hevajra pañjikā, by Kāṇha. Chapter 2. Mantras. I will now teach the chapter on the mantras. The mantra for the barley offering to all Buddhas is Om. The letter R is at the beginning because all phenomena are primordially unrisen. Om Ahum Pat Svaha. It was said, capability is known to be of many types. There are paralyzing and banishing, the paralyzing of armies and hostile rites. Vajradhara refers to the second chapter as a chapter on mantras. A mantra is so called because it involves mental engagement with absolute truth and because it protects the world. The mind of awakening that is oriented to absolute truth is mantra because bodhicitta issues from mantra. Syllables such as Om and so forth are called mantra. Thus, the chapter that explains this includes the word mantra in its title. The phrase all Buddhas refers to deities such as Indra and others, as well as their retinues. The barley is for them. Therefore, it is the barley offering to all Buddhas. A barley is a ritual offering. The mantra for that purpose is thus given. The seed syllables of the Tathagatas are Brahm, Am, Drim, Kam, Hom. The heart mantra of Hevajra is Om, O playful Pichuvajra, Hom, 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 Pat Svaha. All mantra formulas include these elements. They begin with the syllable Om, end with Svaha, and have the syllables Hum and Pat in between. Regarding the passage that begins with all mantras, the elements of the mantra formulas that are to be recited in connection with Hevajra are known to begin with the syllable Om, to have the syllables Hum, Hum, Hum and Pat in between, and to end with Svaha. In other contexts, they may have other elements in between, as specified by the Master. The mantra that shakes cities is Om A Ka Cha Ta Ta Pa Ya Sha Svaha. The seed syllables of the Yoginis are A I U Ra Ra Le I O Au Ha. The mantra of Hevajra's two-armed form is Om. You are the Caesar of the three worlds. Hum 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 Pat Svaha. The mantra of his four-armed form is Om, blaze, blaze, and spread fear. Hum, 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 Pat Svaha. The mantra of his six-armed form, Om, Kiti, Kiti, Vajra. Hum, 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 Pat Svaha. The mantra for empowering body, speech, and mind is Om, Ah, Hum. The mantra for purifying the ground is Om, protect, protect, Hum, 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 Pat Svaha. For paralyzing, Om, Hum, Svaha. For enthralling, Om, Am, Svaha. For banishing, Om, Kam, Svaha. For sowing enmity, Om, Drim, Svaha. For hostile rites, Om, Bum, Svaha. For summoning, Om, Hum, Svaha. For killing, Om Gu Svaha. The mantra of Kurukula is Om Kurukule Hri Svaha. One should fashion an effigy of Ananta while reciting Om Apu, bathe it in the 5 ambrosias, and worship it with black flowers. One should smear it with the juice of Nagadamaka and anoint its head with an elephant's rut fluid. One should then place it between 2 earthenware bowls, fill the bowls with milk from a black cow, and wind a cord spun by a dark-skinned virgin around it. One should build a lotus pond in the northwest and place Ananta there. On the bank of the pond, one should demarcate a mandala using black powder prepared with coals from a charnel ground, white powder made from pulverized human bones, yellow powder made from orpiment, red powder made from bricks from a charnel ground, green powder made from pulverized charya leaves and human bone, and blue powder made from pulverized human bone and coals from a charnel ground. After demarcating the mandala with these powders, one should use a cord from a charnel ground to measure a mandala that is 3 cubits and 3 fingers in diameter. In its center, one should draw Hevajra standing on Ananta. He has 8 faces, 4 feet, is adorned with 16 arms, and is replete with 24 eyes, frightening even fear itself. Afterwards, in a desolate place, the master should recite this mantra with a cruel mentality. Om Guru 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 Guda Guda Masa Masa Gata Gata Gotaya Gotaya Ananta Ksobya Karaya Naga Dipataye Hehe Ruru Ka Sapta Patala Gata Nagan Akashaya Akashaya Vashaya Vashaya Gajaya Gajaya Pu 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 Hum 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 Pat Svaha. If it does not rain, one should recite the same mantra backward, and it will rain. If it still does not rain, the heads of the nagas will burst at the forehead like a clove basil flower. This is the rain-making procedure. Regarding the passage that begins, one should fashion an effigy of Ananta, one should collect black clay from a pond inhabited by nagas and fashion an effigy of the naga Ananta that is 4 fingers in size and has 7 hoods. The 5 ambrosias are curd, milk, ghee, cow's urine, and cow's dung. One should tie earthenware bowls that are filled with milk from a black cow and place the container in the center of the lotus pond. The mentality referred to here is a state of mind that is proud and cruel. Like a clove basil flower refers to the Parnasha species of basil. Now I will explain how to disperse clouds. They can be dispersed by reciting this mantra while sitting on a rag from a charnel ground. Om, O noble lover of charnel grounds, hum 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 pat svaha. This is the procedure for dispersing clouds. Now I will explain a chalk sadhana for destroying an enemy army. One should grind chalk, blend it with the 5 ambrosias and axe chips, and make it into a pill. The mantra to recite is Om, to Hevajra the Vajra knife, hum 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 pat. To ensure success, the mantra should be recited 10 million times. As a preliminary, one should recite the mantra 100,000 times. Once it has been successfully empowered, it should circle the neck of a water jug, which should then be broken. All enemies will become headless. This is the procedure of the Vajra knife. In the passage that begins, Now I will explain the chalk sadhana, the 5 ambrosias come from one's own body. If one wants to crush devas, one should empower a tilaka. One should grind Brahman seeds empowered during the lunar asterism of Pusha, combine them with axe chips and akshobhya during a solar eclipse, and fashion the paste into an axe. Standing astride it, one should recite the mantra Om Vajrahachit, crush, crush, hum 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 pat svaha. Once this has been recited 10 million times, one should make it into a tilaka. Whatever it adheres to will be crushed. This is the procedure for crushing devas. Brahman seeds are seeds of the flame of the forest plant. If one wants to induce fever, one should write the enemy's name on a leaf of giant milkweed, using juice made of poisonous Indian mustard, salt, and Ch2. Cast the leaf into a fire made from chaff, and recite this mantra 10,000 times. Om Hevajra, set the enemies ablaze, set. Brum hum 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 pat svaha. One will succeed after 10,000 recitations. If one wants to cause the regurgitation of wine, one should see the syllable mum in the target's navel, and that the stomachful of wine erupts from that mum. The target will be seen vomiting, and the wine will be regurgitated. A person who wants to enthrall a beautiful woman should go to the base of an ashoka tree on the 8th day of the bright fortnight of Ch2, don red garments, and eat a fruit of the madana tree. One should apply a tilaka with the juice of pañjikā and recite the mantra, Om Hri, may so-and-so become enthralled with me, Svaha. The woman will arrive after 10,000 recitations. One who wants to bring the moon and the sun under their control should fashion a moon and a sun from rice flour, submerge them in Vajra water, and recite the mantra, Om, moon and sun, do not move, remain, remain, to Hevajra, hum, 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 pat svaha. One should recite this 70 million times. The moon and the sun will be fixed, so that night and day will be indistinguishable from each other. This is the procedure for arresting the moon and the sun. Om Nagra Nagra. In order to find a lost object, in the evening one should incant the eyes of a virgin with 108 recitations of this mantra, worship her with the 5 types of offerings, including flowers, incense, and lamps, and then invite her. On the morning of either the 8th or the 14th day of the lunar month, one should set out a jar or similar vessel and incant sesame oil and lac with the same mantra 108 times. After that, the matron should smear his big toe with the incanted lac, wash it with the sesame oil, and show it to the virgin, saying, Tell me who stole my property. She will then say the name of the person. This is the procedure for finding lost property through Vajra divination. In the evening means on the 7th or the 13th day of the lunar month. Om Veduya Veduya. Elephants flee when this is pronounced. Om Mama Mama. Tigers flee when this is pronounced. Om Telia Telia. Rhinoceroses flee when this is pronounced. Ili Mili Poo Poo. Snakes flee when this is pronounced. Dogs flee when making the gesture of taming Dhanapala. Vajra Gauri Vari Vajradakini Nairatmika Buchari and Kechari. Employing them, the vow holder should perform paralyzing rites and so forth. The passage that begins Vajra Gauri refers to the application of mantras. One should visualize the white deity Vajra emerge from the syllable Am. She stands on a corpse and holds a flaying knife, skull cup, and khatvanga. As a preliminary practice, one should recite Om Hum Svaha 100,000 times. One should then write the syllable Mum with chalk on a cup made from unbaked clay, and in its center the line Om Hum Devadatam Stambhaya Hum Svaha. One should fill the cup with ashes from a charnel ground, cover it with another cup made from unbaked clay, and draw on top of it a double mandala of Mahendra, adorned with the Vajra of the quarters. One should then place it on the ground, step over it with one's foot, and as before remain in samadhi while reciting 108 times or 1008 times the mantra Om Hum Vajra, paralyze so-and-so, Hum Svaha. The target will be paralyzed. Similarly, one should visualize Gauri, reddish like saffron, emerge from the syllable Im, holding a noose and a hook. Then one should visualize at one's heart the syllable Am, that is red like the midday flower, and recite Om Am Svaha 100,000 times as a preliminary practice. One should then visualize the female target before oneself, red in color, naked with her hair loose, and a fire-colored Am at her bhaga. Alternatively, if the target is a man, one should visualize him in a swoon, burned by the fire of the syllable Am in his heart. One should recite Om Hum Gauri, bring so-and-so under my thrall, Hum Svaha, while visualizing binding the target's neck with the noose, piercing her heart with the hook, and pulling her toward oneself so that she falls prostrate at one's feet. One should then recite the mantra, and she will certainly become enthralled. In the same way, one should visualize the blue Vari Yoginī emerge from the syllable Im, holding a hammer and displaying a threatening gesture. One should then imagine a blue syllable Kam on a sun disk at one's heart, and recite Om Kam Svaha 100,000 times as a preliminary practice. The target should be visualized as naked, blue in color, with loose hair, and mounted on a camel. Facing southward, visualize them fleeing from cruel oppressors with cudgels in their hands. One should then recite Om Kam Vari Yoginī, banish so-and-so, Kam Hum 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 Pat. The target will certainly be driven away within 7 nights. The practice of Vajradakini is similar. One should visualize her emerge from the letter U, and then in one's heart visualize a blue Drim on a sun disk. One should next recite Om Drim Svaha 100,000 times as a preliminary practice. Then the 2 targets should be visualized fighting each other while mounted on a horse and a buffalo respectively. One should recite as follows: Om Drim Vajradakini. Sow enmity between so-and-so and so-and-so, Drim Hum 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 Pat. One will certainly succeed in sowing enmity. One should similarly visualize a misshapen Nairatmya emerge from the syllable Am. She holds a skull cup, a katvanga, and a knife. A sun disk should be visualized in one's heart, on which rests the blue syllable Bum. After performing the preliminary practice, one should draw a 6-spoked wheel on the skull of a Brahmin, using a mixture of Indian mustard, salt, and blood. The syllable Hum should be written in each of the 6 sections, and Om Bum Amukam Jvaraya Hum in the center. After inserting the name of the desired affliction in the mantra, one should heat up the skull in a fire of chaff. This being a cruel rite, all this should be done adding to every such mantra, Hum 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 Pat. Similarly, one should visualize Kechari emerging from her own seed syllable and standing on a corpse. After performing the preliminary practice, one should visualize the female target in a swoon on top of a mandala of wind and fire. One should send out a blaze of red light rays from the seed syllable in one's heart, so that they enter the target through her right nostril, pierce her heart, exit through her left nostril, and are resorbed into the seed syllable in one's own heart. One should recite the mantra while summoning her with the breath, and she will certainly be summoned. One should similarly perform the practice of the blue Buchari, in which she arises from her seed syllable. After performing the preliminary practice, one should visualize a blazing Vajra. Arise from the syllable gu that pins the target at the pelvis face down. One should recite the mantra Om Gu Buchari, kill so-and-so, gu, hum 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 pat. One will then certainly succeed in killing the target. This was the second chapter, Mantras. This concludes Mantras, the second chapter in the Jewel Garland of Yoga, a commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, composed by the Venerable Master Kṛṣṇa.